It's now my honor and pleasure to welcome my amazing colleague, Dr. Mari Hukkanen from VTT. Mari is at the forefront of climate neutrality research at a European level. Of course, our top expert, not just in Finland and Europe, but actually globally. So, Mari, let's hand it over to you and hear about how Finnish cities are progressing towards climate neutrality by 2030.
Good morning. It's great honor to be here and tell about the Finnish cities' approach and progress towards climate neutrality. So I will go through that first, starting a bit from the about the background. So I'm working with EU Cities Mission, and then about how that is enacted in Finland among the Finnish cities, but also how we are approaching the multi-level governance at the different governance levels to support the cities' climate work. And then where are we now at, and what are currently the discussion topics, the challenges, and the next focus points for the near future. And so I'll start with having a look on the European level. So EU has set an EU Cities Mission, so climate neutral and smart cities by 2030. And with this, we are aiming to achieve 100 climate neutral and smart cities in Europe by 2030. But that is the first goal. 2030 is already really close. The second thing, and to me, the even more important point is that these cities are kind of the innovation hubs, the front runners who are then helping us to find how to kind of like broaden the same for throughout all the European cities to follow by 2050. And I'm working in EU Finance Net Zero Cities project, which is supporting this implementation of the EU Cities Mission targets. And here in the map, there is the cities who are part of this journey. And here we have been working with this we started around 2020 or so with the EU Cities Mission. And currently in Europe, more than 106 cities have got the EU Cities Mission label. And that includes 6 cities from Finland. So Espoo, Helsinki, Lahti, Lappeenranta, Tampere, and Turku. And what this practically means is that these cities, they have created their climate city contracts, which is practically a kind of like a roadmap towards climate neutrality, how the city will be enacting or implementing this. The climate city contract has 3 elements, 3 parts. One is the commitment part, so a strong political commitment. The second part is then the action plan, so how this is really implemented, what kind of actions cities need to take. And it's not, the aim is that it's not focusing only on the city's own organization, city's own kind of like emissions, but all the local activities within the city's local area. And the third part, and perhaps even more important part, is then how to finance this. So the cities have created investment plans, because the financing is the kind of the big elephant in the room, so to say, that how to really invest this, like how to finance this big change. And the climate city contract and overall this process, it's seen as a systemic process. So it's not that you are doing these plans for once and then we are done. But it's kind of like the idea is that it's a continuously updating iterative process through which the cities are kind of taking steps towards how to go towards the kind of like the new normality, towards kind of like net zero practices. And that entails a broad range of like many things that are required, and they are kind of kind of like summarized in this climate transition map. So what are all the different elements that cities do need to kind of think when they are going forward with the transition. And then on the other hand, it is like cities cannot do this alone, not even with their own stakeholders. So even when they are kind of building their local collaborations, they still also need to, they need support and collaboration also with the national level support structures. And for that, there's EU project called Capacities that is supporting these kind of like national level support structures and governance systems. And within these projects, then we have so this is how we have been then structuring the climate neutral work in Finland. So we are trying to advance it and support it through different arenas, but this is all around cities are at the core, at the front, and we have really strong 6 mission cities. But then we have arranged we have many kind of like mission-minded cities who are also having strong decarbonization aims, agendas, and they have been also part of this journey as well. Then at the national level, we have 3 ministries who are kind of like supporting and working at the national level. For example, on the national policies that we are then that are linked to the city's mission. So Ministry of Economic Affairs, they are also leading the Finnish Cities Mission Network, among others. Then we have the Ministry of Environment and then Ministry of Transport and Communications. And these ministries, cities, and then the local organizations, or national organizations, they have come together into a group of Finnish Cities Mission Network that is then kind of exchanging information, changing learnings, working together to progress with the climate work in cities. And then we also have different EU support elements, like, for example, the EU-funded programs like Net Zero Cities and then Capacities project and various EU instruments and also Driving Urban Transition, among others. I'm sure there are also others. So this is no way exhaustive list. And then, of course, as the nature of the climate neutrality work, that is very kind of like multifaceted. Many thematic areas are included, many different kind of approaches needed. So in the green box below, then we have been also identifying different tools, actors, networks that are also working with the same topic. And where are we now at? So really many Finnish cities have strong climate goals. They are usually like in the climate city contracts and in the EU cities mission framework, the climate neutrality is defined so that the cities are aiming to reduce emissions up to 80%, or like around so. There are some like variation between the cities, and then the remaining 20%, then kind of like they are looking at how to compensate that, or what are the kind of like the different carbon sinks in the area. And Finnish cities, here are only a few examples, but they are already quite far in the process, especially thanks to the energy transition that has been advancing really well in Finland. But there are still like kind of like lots of additional actions as well that they need to be taking. So a few words about the energy transition side. There's a picture about how the kind of like the energy source mix for the electricity production has evolved through the years. But the key point here is that has really helped Finnish cities to reduce the emissions significantly. So electricity and district heating emissions. This picture is related to electricity mix, or like source mix. But then we are still having lots, like one of the current challenges and what we need to figure out how to solve is then when electrification is progressing, that puts a huge pressure on the grid capacity. So, and that is currently one of the like major bottlenecks for the sustainability transition. And for that, we need to have solutions for the energy flexibility, for the and how to manage the electrification and how to kind of how to develop that in the large picture. But then and that's more perhaps a national level question as well. But then like what the cities are especially dealing with is the district heating transition. So we are seeing a huge shift towards like electric boilers, heat pumps, utilizing excess heat, among others from data centers, but of course also from the other parts. But data center has been now through the recent years kind of like very one of the hot topics, and many cities are more and more also relying on their decarbonization action plans on the excess heat that is that we can get from the data centers. And we are seeing among the Finnish cities, they have different kind of approaches and collaboration models for how they are working together with the local energy operators on this sustainability transition. I asked permission from the city of Espoo, thanks, I wanted to show you this one picture from city of Espoo and Fortum, because I think this shows really well the kind of like the, good example about how they have been developing district heating like through years, like towards reducing emissions, introducing more and more kind of like green heat production to their system, and they are already quite far in the process journey. And that is, I think that one of the driving factors behind has been the emission trading system, but like also that how they are kind of like different actors working together within this and change. So we are seeing that the energy system is developing from centralized towards more and more distributed, integrated system. And what's then ahead? I actually think that because you are here, you probably noticed already, but at the European level, we are still more in the phase of or the current action path is getting us towards more kind of like incremental change. We need to still find more and more actions to really like to mitigate the climate change, so to really to reduce the emissions. And this applies for the Finnish cities as well. I collected here some of the highlights from the Finnish cities, what they are currently like, what are the current challenges, discuss some points. I will start with the transport-related emissions. That is the biggest emission gap there is, and that's not a surprise. It's a challenging topic throughout all the cities. But while in the Finnish cities, we are seeing already lots of good progress on some many other sectors, but the transport-related emissions, that is still really difficult. And that will require collaboration across the stakeholders, across the different governance levels and joint actions. And then, also at the cities, but also at the national level. Cities are also thinking how to deal with the consumption-based emissions, what citizens and companies consume, how to, many of these emissions also emerge outside of Finland. So then the options are more limited to affect them. One key point is then the better integration of climate mitigation and adaptation strategies. So how to bring these more close together, because there are many synergy effects and aspects there. And then how to compensate on the carbon sinks for the remaining greenhouse gas emissions. There are also others, but these are what I wanted to highlight for this. So here are my contact information, and happy to have additional talks, so feel free to contact me and us about the topic. Thank you so much.